How inventions change history. This speech will deal with how taking a bath led to Archimedes' principle. The first part will focus on Archimedes' task, the second on the moment of inspiration, and the last part with the solution of the problem. Some of the best opportunities we learn are moments in which we are perplexed, some moments in which we begin to wonder and ask questions. These moments have happened throughout the history and led some of the most amazing discoveries. Take this story for example. There was once a fellow named Archimedes. He was born in 257 BC in the city of Syracuse in Sicily, and he was a black mathematician, engineer, inventor, and astronomer. One day, Archimedes was summoned by the king of Sicily to investigate if he had been cheated by the goldsmith. The king said that he had given a goldsmith the exact amount of gold needed to make a crown. However, when the crown was ready, the king suspected that the goldsmith cheated and slipped some silver into the crown, keeping some of the gold for himself. The king asked Archimedes to solve the problem, but there was a catch. He couldn't do anything to damage the crown. One day, while he was taking a bath, Archimedes noticed that the water level in the bath tube rose and overflowed as he immersed himself into the tube. He suddenly realized how much water was displaced depending on how much the body was immersed. This discovery excited him so much that he jumped out of the tube, naked, and went out in the streets shouting, "Eureka, Eureka!" a Greek word for "I found it." What did he find? Well, he found a way to solve the king's problem. You see, Archimedes noticed that to check the crown's density is to see if the density to see if it was the same density of the pure gold. Density is a measure of the object's mass divided by its volume. Pure gold is very dense, while silver is less dense. So, if there was silver in the crown, it would be less dense than if it were made of pure gold. But no matter what it was made of, the crown would be of the same shape, which means the volume which means the same volume. So if Archimedes could measure the mass of the crown first and then measure its volume, he could find out how dense it was. But it was not easy to measure a crown's volume. It has an irregular shape, so you can't measure its size and multiply it like you do with other shapes. The solution, Archimedes realized, was to give the crown a bath, and by placing it in water and seeing how much water was displaced, he could measure the volume and he could calculate the density of the crown. If the crown was less dense than pure gold, then the goldsmith was definitely cheated the king. When Archimedes went back to the king and gave his test, the story says he found that the goldsmith had indeed cheated the king and slipped some silver in. These days, using the way putting objects in water to measure the volume is called Archimedes' principle. Next time you take a bath, you can see Archimedes' principle in action, and maybe you may have a genius idea of your own.